Okay, let's settle in and chat for a bit. You know, sometimes you might notice your body just doesn't quite bounce back the way it used to. Maybe you feel a little less energetic waking up. Or perhaps those aches and pains seem to linger just a bit longer than they once did. It's a common feeling, isn't it? Like the internal repair crew isn't quite as speedy as it was in years past. It's completely understandable to feel that way, and you're certainly not alone. But what if I told you that hidden within you, right now, is an incredible, built-in system designed specifically to heal itself, help you stay lean, and even offer protection against serious health concerns like cancer? It sounds almost too good to be true. But remarkable discoveries, particularly from some truly legendary Japanese scientists, have shed light on how we can support this amazing natural ability. Today, I wanted to share some simple, yet genuinely powerful, daily habits inspired by these brilliant minds. Habits that could help you tap into that inner healing potential for better health and, hopefully, a longer, more vibrant life. We're not talking about complicated regimes or expensive supplements here, but rather gentle shifts in our daily rhythm, drawing wisdom from experts who dedicated their lives to understanding health and longevity. We'll explore a fascinating process called autophagy. Think of it as your body's own deep cleaning service, uncovered by a Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Yoshinori Osumi. We'll also touch upon the insights of Dr. Takayuki Teruya, who studied the amazing metabolic benefits that come from simply giving our digestion a rest. And we'll draw inspiration from figures like Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, a beloved doctor who worked joyfully well past 100, and others like Dr. Yumi Ishihara and Dr. Hiromi Shinya, who emphasize the profound connection between what we eat, how we eat, and our overall well-being. The goal here isn't to overwhelm you, but to understand how this internal cleaning system, autophagy, actually works. And more importantly, discover practical ways you can gently encourage it in your everyday life. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge and simple actions. So, what exactly is this autophagy? Imagine your house after a busy week. Things get a bit cluttered. Maybe some dust bunnies gather in the corners. A few things might be slightly broken or worn out. Autophagy is like your body's dedicated housekeeping crew coming through at the cellular level. It diligently identifies old, damaged, or unnecessary parts within your cells. Maybe proteins that aren't folded correctly, worn-out cellular machinery, or even invading microbes, and breaks them down. But it doesn't just throw them out. It recycles the useful components to build new, healthy parts or generate energy. It's this constant tidying up and renewal that keeps your cells functioning efficiently and prevents the buildup of cellular junk that can contribute to aging and disease. Dr. Yoshinori Osumi received the Nobel Prize for figuring out the mechanics of this incredible process. He discovered that autophagy becomes particularly active when our bodies are under a bit of gentle stress, like during periods when we're not constantly eating. Think of it this way. When fuel isn't constantly coming in from the outside, food, the body cleverly looks inward for resources. It starts breaking down the non-essential or damaged bits to conserve energy and provide building blocks for repair. Dr. Osumi himself emphasized just how vital this is, stating in his Nobel lecture that without autophagy, our cells simply cannot survive. It's fundamental for maintaining balance, keeping us energized, and making us resilient against challenges. One beautiful aspect of Dr. Osumi's work is his belief in collaboration. Since his discovery, researchers worldwide have built upon it, linking active autophagy to healthy aging, cancer prevention, protecting our brains from neurodegenerative diseases and strengthening our immune systems. The core message is clear. Supporting this internal cleaning system is truly crucial for our long-term health. It's about working with our body's natural wisdom. So, the big question is, how do we actually activate this amazing process in our daily lives? How can we harness these benefits? Thankfully, it's much more accessible than you might think. Let's talk about the first powerful tip inspired by Japanese longevity practices: activating autophagy through intermittent fasting. Now, the term fasting might sound a bit daunting, but intermittent fasting isn't about prolonged starvation. It's simply about creating a consistent window of time each day where you don't eat, allowing your body to shift its focus from digesting food to that deep cellular repair mode we just talked about, autophagy. Many Japanese researchers, building on Dr. Osumi's work, suggest a natural fasting period of around 12 to 16 hours each day. This might sound like a lot, but think about how older generations in Japan often ate. Perhaps an earlier, lighter dinner, and then nothing until a later breakfast. They intuitively created these longer gaps between meals, unknowingly giving their bodies precious time for cleansing and renewal. It's a rhythm that aligns more naturally with our body's cycles. Does that sound familiar, perhaps? Maybe you've noticed you don't feel truly hungry first thing in the morning anyway, or that eating late at night doesn't sit well. This approach honors those feelings. Building on this idea of giving our body a break, the second lifestyle tip comes from a wonderful traditional Japanese practice called HARA HACHI BU. Have you ever heard of it? It translates roughly to eat until you are 80% full. This isn't about meticulous calorie counting or deprivation. It's about cultivating mindfulness around eating. It encourages us to slow down, savor our food, and pay attention to our body's signals of satiety, stopping just before we feel completely full. You know that feeling after a big holiday meal, where you feel stuffed, maybe a bit sluggish or sleepy? Hara Hachi Bu is the antidote to that, rooted particularly in Okinawan culture, a place famous for its remarkable number of healthy centenarians and designated as a blue zone. This principle supports longevity studies that link gentle calorie restriction without malnutrition, importantly, to longer, healthier lives. By not consistently overeating, we reduce the metabolic stress on our bodies. Combined with those natural overnight breaks from food we just discussed, practicing Hara Hachi Bu allows the body more time and energy to dedicate to that crucial cellular cleanup mode, autophagy. It gives your digestive system a bit of breathing room and supports overall balance. Interestingly, people in Okinawa often practice this approach without consciously thinking about activating autophagy or calorie restriction. Their tradition often involved earlier, lighter dinners and naturally long periods without late-night snacking. This created an inherent overnight fasting window, beautifully supporting their body's innate cleansing processes. It became a cultural norm that contributed significantly to their renowned longevity. Think about how often we might eat out of habit or while distracted by the television and suddenly realize we've eaten more than we intended. Hara Hachi Bu invites us back to a more conscious connection with our meals and our bodies. It might take a little practice to recognize that 80% full signal. It's that point where you no longer feel hungry, but you don't yet feel full. Maybe it means putting your fork down for a moment mid-meal to check in with yourself, or serving yourself slightly smaller portions to begin with. It's a gentle adjustment, not a rigid rule. A truly inspiring embodiment of this philosophy and many other longevity principles was Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. He was one of Japan's most respected doctors, a true longevity expert who remained actively working and contributing right up until he passed away at the incredible age of 105. He was a living testament to his own advice. Dr. Hinohara strongly advocated that staying engaged, mentally active, and never fully retiring in the traditional sense keeps both the mind and body youthful. His approach to diet was wonderfully simple and aligned perfectly with HARA HACHI BU. Eat light, avoid excess sugar and processed foods, and always stop when you feel about 80% full. He firmly believed this practice prevented unnecessary weight gain and was a cornerstone of a long, healthy life. But his wisdom extended beyond diet. He famously promoted staying physically active in everyday ways, like always taking the stairs instead of the elevator, even in his later years, and walking daily to maintain vitality. He saw movement as medicine. While he certainly respected conventional medicine, Dr. Hinohara cautioned against becoming overly reliant on doctors or medications. Instead, he championed preventive care, fostering a positive mindset, and taking personal responsibility for one's health journey. He believed that we hold significant power in shaping our own well-being. He also passionately emphasized the importance of lifelong learning, staying curious about the world, and crucially, having fun. He often said that truly enjoying life was perhaps the best way to forget about pain or discomfort. Isn't that a powerful perspective? It reminds us that health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about embracing vitality and joy. His life story encourages us to find sustainable, moderate habits, like mindful eating and simple daily movement, and to cultivate a positive, engaged outlook. Now, thinking about what we actually put on our plates when we are eating, what kinds of foods best support this whole process of autophagy and overall vitality. This brings us to our third area of focus, drawing insights from doctors who emphasize specific dietary patterns. Dr. Yumi Ishihara, a renowned physician who has even advised Japanese prime ministers and heads the Ishihara Clinic in Tokyo, is a strong proponent of using modified fasting as a tool for health. His specific regimen might sound quite disciplined. It often includes things like a liquid breakfast, perhaps freshly squeezed carrot or apple juice, potentially skipping lunch or having just black tea with a bit of black sugar and ginger, and then consuming one main solid meal per day. Now, this specific approach creates very long fasting windows, which powerfully supports cellular rejuvenation and autophagy. However, Dr. Ishihara himself often reminds us that a key issue today is simply that most people eat too much, too often. He echoes the wisdom of HARA HACHI BU, emphasizing eating until you're 80% full to encourage longevity and prevent the burdens of overeating. While his full modified fasting plan might not be suitable or necessary for everyone, the principles behind it are valuable. The idea of incorporating nutrient-dense liquids, particularly to break a fast gently, is very helpful. Let's look at his suggestion for a liquid breakfast: freshly squeezed carrot or apple juice. Why these? Well, they are packed with essential nutrients that support digestion and help your body recover gently after the overnight fasting period. Carrot juice is famously rich in beta-carotene, which our body converts to vitamin A, crucial for skin health, eye health, and even supporting liver detoxification. It also had a naturally alkalizing effect, which can be soothing for the stomach first thing. Apple juice, on the other hand, is full of antioxidants like quercetin and provides natural pectin, which is great for gut health and helps restore electrolytes. Together, these juices offer readily available nourishment without overwhelming your digestive system right away. A key point, though, especially if you're mindful of blood sugar, is moderation. Dr. Ishihara advises starting with a small amount, maybe half a glass, and perhaps waiting 10 or 20 minutes before eating any solid food. An excellent tip to slow down the absorption of the natural sugars in the juice is to pair it with a small handful of nuts or even a spoonful of healthy fat like olive oil. This helps keep energy levels stable and avoids sharp spikes and crashes. This focus on gentle, nutrient-rich ways to start the day aligns beautifully with supporting your body's natural rhythms. Another wonderful suggestion from Dr. Ishihara's approach is the combination of black tea with black sugar and ginger. This sounds incredibly warming and comforting, doesn't it? And it offers multiple health benefits that complement a lifestyle focused on well-being and autophagy. Black tea itself is rich in antioxidants, particularly theaflavins and theorubicins, which are known to support heart health and metabolism. The black sugar mentioned here, often called kurosato in Japan, isn't the highly refined white stuff. It's a more natural, unrefined cane sugar that retains minerals like iron, calcium, and potassium. It offers a gentle sweetness and some nutritional value. And then there's ginger, a true powerhouse. Ginger adds potent anti-inflammatory properties, is fantastic for aiding digestion, helps improve circulation, and gives your immune system a nice boost. This combination makes for a nutritious, warming drink that can provide gentle energy, perhaps before you start your eating window for the day, or even afterwards, to aid digestion and replenish some minerals. It's a simple, traditional remedy that supports overall vitality. Following the thread from these researchers, a common theme emerges: limiting the number of solid meals you eat each day, perhaps aiming for just 1 or 2 main meals, can be beneficial. This naturally creates those longer fasting periods we've discussed, giving your body ample time for autophagy and repair. When you do eat, the emphasis should strongly be on a plant-based, whole food diet. Think about the traditional Japanese diet. It's renowned for its health benefits for a reason. It's typically rich in colorful vegetables, sea vegetables like seaweed, wonderful fermented foods such as miso and natto, fermented soybeans, good quality fish, and legumes. These are often combined with whole grains like brown rice or barley. This way of eating provides a fantastic array of nutrients, fiber, and beneficial compounds that your body needs to thrive, all while naturally supporting the process of autophagy. This brings us perfectly to the wisdom of Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a very well-known Japanese-American gastroenterologist who performed countless colonoscopies and saw firsthand the impact of diet on gut health. He passionately promoted a diet rich in enzymes, primarily from fresh vegetables and fruits, and relatively low in meat, particularly red meat. He believed this was crucial for maintaining a healthy gut environment and preventing unnecessary metabolic stress on the body. His Shinya biozyme theory essentially proposed that consuming enzyme-rich plant-based foods helps our own digestive processes work more efficiently, reducing inflammation and supporting overall health. This dietary approach perfectly complements autophagy, as a healthy gut and low inflammation create an optimal internal environment for cellular repair. Dr. Shinya was also a big believer in incorporating fasting into daily life. He introduced a concept he called the Shinya Little Fast, which is essentially a 16-hour fasting period, very much in line with the intermittent fasting we discussed earlier. His typical recommendation was to eat an early dinner and then have a late breakfast the next day. This simple practice, he argued, gives the entire digestive system valuable time to rest, reset, and allows for that crucial internal cleansing, which directly supports autophagy. Furthermore, Dr. Shinya placed huge importance on hydration for optimal metabolism and overall health. How often do we forget to drink enough water throughout the day? He recommended starting the day, perhaps even before that carrot juice or tea, with a couple of glasses of clean, good quality water on an empty stomach. He viewed this as a simple yet powerful way to help flush out toxins and hydrate the body after the overnight fast. And while water is key, another excellent hydrating beverage that fits well within this framework is Japanese green tea. It's packed with potent antioxidants called catechins, particularly EGCG, which studies suggest can also offer mild support for autophagy and contribute significantly to overall cellular health. Sipping green tea throughout the day is a wonderful habit. Now, just as important as what to include is what to limit or avoid. All these respected doctors and scientists strongly agree on this. Processed foods and excess sugar are detrimental. Overconsumption of refined sugars, think white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, white rice, causes sharp spikes in insulin. High insulin levels are known to actively suppress autophagy. So, keeping sugar intake low is key to allowing that cellular cleanup process to happen effectively. Similarly, processed meats, artificial additives, unhealthy fats found in many packaged foods. These things place a burden on our digestive system, can harm our gut microbiome, increase inflammation, and generally interfere with healthy metabolism. It really is best to steer clear of these as much as possible. It might feel like a big change if these foods are currently staples in your diet, and that's okay. Sometimes the easiest way is not to focus on taking things away, but on adding the good things in. More vegetables, more whole grains, more water. Maybe trying that earlier dinner time. Small steps accumulate. So, bringing it all together, the wisdom from these Japanese longevity experts points towards a beautifully simple, yet profound approach. Embrace periods of digestive rest through intermittent fasting, even starting with a gentle 12-hour overnight window. Practice mindful eating with HARA HACHI BU, stopping when you're comfortably satisfied, not stuffed. Nourish your body primarily with plant-based whole foods, lots of vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, and perhaps some fish, like in the traditional Japanese diet. Stay well hydrated with water, and perhaps supportive drinks like green tea or the ginger black tea combination. And consciously limit processed foods and excess sugars that hinder your body's natural healing processes. By incorporating these principles, you're not following a rigid diet. You're actively supporting your body's incredible innate ability to cleanse, repair, and rejuvenate itself through autophagy. You're empowering yourself to feel more vibrant and resilient day by day. It really is about making small, sustainable choices that honor your body's wisdom. Remember Dr. Hinohara's advice. It's not just about diet, but also about staying active in simple ways, keeping your mind engaged, and finding joy in life. It's a holistic approach. Don't feel you need to implement everything perfectly overnight. Perhaps pick one thing that resonates with you. Maybe trying that 12-hour overnight fast, or focusing on adding more vegetables to your main meal, or simply practicing putting your fork down mid-meal to check in with your fullness. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Be patient and kind to yourself on this journey. You have this amazing capacity for health within you, and these simple habits can help you unlock it. I truly hope sharing these insights has been helpful and perhaps sparked some ideas for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any form of intermittent fasting or mindful eating like HARA HACHI BU before? What small steps feel achievable for you right now? Please feel free to share your experiences or any tips you might have in the comments below. Building a community where we can learn from each other is so valuable. If you found our chat today helpful or inspiring, giving this video a like would be wonderful. It helps others find this information too. And if you'd like to explore more conversations like this, focused on living well and feeling your best, especially as we navigate our later years, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember to be gentle with yourself, celebrate small victories, and keep nurturing that incredible capacity for health and vitality that resides within you. Wishing you a wonderful day filled with well-being and joy.